Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Okay, just sharing it out. All right. I hope everybody shares this for me too as well. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, my protein shake has a lot of foam on top. So it might take us a minute to get to the actual lunch. That's the one downside. Hey, Pinky Paradise. The one downside to, hey, Simon. The one downside to, mixing your protein powders in the Magic Bullet is that you get all that foam on the top. So it makes it hard to get to the actual food. That's annoying. Let's see. It is Thursday. In case you weren't aware. This is actually, what I did was I took a cup of coffee and I got a new protein powder. It is from the brand Ghost. Ghost makes really good really good flavors. It's a coffee ice cream flavor protein powder. So I just tossed it in with a cup of coffee. I do add a little sugar, to be honest, and almond milk. I am doing good, Simon. How are you today? How are we feeling? But the foam on the top is a little annoying. I usually use a blender ball. So, but unfortunately, I guess that wasn't on my to-do list today. Don't mind me. I just got to put something in an envelope. So, let's see. Oh, that's a good idea. That sounds really nice, Simon, to relax in bed. Unfortunately, until Saturday, I can't, what sucks is that, whoops, your body ends up becoming really used to your sleep schedule sometimes. So, like the kids, Isabel I have to get up at like 7 o'clock. Oh, with Isabel, she has to get on the bus at 7 o'clock. Oops, Frankie, what are you doing, girl? And so I have to get up at like 7 every day to put her on the bus. So your body gets kind of really used to that. And then the downside to that is, then even when they're not here, I can't sleep late anymore. My body doesn't let me do it. Maybe nothing past 8:30 mostly. So that stinks. I don't like that. Sometimes and the crazier thing is sometimes I will go to bed really late, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and again my body still won't let me go past 8:30, 9 o'clock maybe if I'm lucky. So, so there's no extra sleep for me. When my kids go with their dad, it becomes like a liberating thing. You get some time to yourself. And so, you tend to want to sleep and go to bed late. And yeah, that's exactly it. It's very acclimated. It just doesn't let me do what I have to do. I'm not allowed to sleep late, even if I wanted to. Sometimes on the weekends, I can sometimes, I can go past 9 o'clock, but it's very rare because, not only that, I take the pills to help me, move things along in my life, and they react when they want to, and sometimes that plays a role in, not sleeping late too, but oh well. Let's see. On the bright side, I think either tomorrow evening or Saturday morning, I will have a new video. I just got the one subscription box that I was waiting for, but I'm doing a this box versus another one. So the first box in the competition has arrived. So I don't know. I feel like I'm going to end up doing this competition of the same boxes for the next couple of months because I may forget to not renew one of these. Oh well. Um, it happens. Let's see. Trying to think here. Let's see. We talked about the Thomas Valva case. Somebody just commented on my live stream from the other day, and so a valid point that somebody had made was, for the sake of this little boy's dignity and everything like that, that they should remove that last name from him. I guess that would make a lot of sense. It truly is a sad case that's happened here, and it's literally been a whirlwind of things like this week. Another woman, she was supposed to bring her child back to the courts, and she didn't. I mean, thankfully, I think they did finally find the baby, and he was safe. And then I had seen another post in another state where a mom did a similar act as this police officer. I guess she claims that she was trying to, hey, Jamie's here. See, the sunshine has come over to YouTube. So there was another post, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Unfortunately now, because of this incident with the little boy, I think there's going to be a lot of, I feel like there's going to be a lot of more of these stories coming forward. The sad part of this whole Thomas Valva case is that this little boy basically died to save his own brother, because his brother was getting it too. Isn't that the saddest thing? This boy died to save his brother from his own dad. That's how I look at it. This poor little boy. I mean, these kids suffered. They said it went on for a really long time, like over a year even. Yeah. So to recap, Thomas Valva was an 8-year-old boy. He had autism, and his dad, and this is why I think this case is really blowing up, is because his dad was an NYPD officer, and I feel like that's the one reason that this is really making headlines. Hello, living your best life. I think that's the one reason this story is making headlines, is the fact that the dad is an NYPD officer. I feel like also, well, we'll get to that. So basically, there were a lot of, oh, thank you, living your best life. So basically, the mother was trying to get her kids away from their dad. I mean, this seems very, very, very personal on my end, because I've experienced many problems with Child Protective Services and the courts here. I mean, not the same. I don't know what court. Well, I think the judge was from Nassau County, so I don't think I have encountered her. But this judge ordered that the boys go live with their dad, even though the mother pleaded. The mother pleaded with the courts and child services. The school was trying to help, and both the courts and child services failed these boys. And sadly, this little boy died because of the court and child services. Unfortunately, there is an investigation on Child Protective Services, but it's an internal investigation. That's like calling, cops on cops. I don't think that anything is going, I mean, they should all be charged with being an accessory to this incident. But the thing is, the only reason, the main reason I think, I mean, some people say yes and some people say no to this. But one of the reasons I feel like that this was looked over is because the dad was NYPD, and maybe the courts and child services said, well, gee, he's a cop. There's no way that he could be abusing his child, and the mom's just nuts. I think that could play a role here. However, I have honestly had my fair share of investigations with child services because my kid's dad uses it as a form of harassment. And yes, they do allow these things to go on. You know, someday, I don't want it to happen, but I feel like someday either of my kids are going to come and say, well, why didn't you do something because this, and this went on over there. Isabel is very afraid to talk about things that go on over there. She always has, but there have been signs of, you know, possible abuse, but I mean, maybe not by their dad or their grandma, but I think that there's a possibility that maybe, if anything, somebody he was in a relationship with. I mean, there was one time the grandma, see, the grandma, just because somebody goes to church doesn't mean they're not capable of doing something harmful. You know, there's many people out there who go to church on Sunday and then they're an asshole the rest of the week. They go Sunday to, you know, confess and confess their actions. I don't know if that's the case, but there was a time where the grandma would leave Isabel with this lady from the church, and she told me that the lady was giving her a bath. I mean, listen, I don't know anything. I do believe that there may have been some possibility of abuse, and I have personally, cried for help, and nothing was ever done. In fact, when there was a time when Jacob he was in preschool at the time, so he was about 3 or 4. He came home with a perfect circle on his hand. It clearly looked like a cigarette burn. Jacob did tell 2 police officers that his dad burned him in the hand with a cigarette because he's a loser. Now, I mean, Jacob does tell stories from time to time, but he told it to 2 police officers. And what they decided to do was to take Jacob to the police station at 11 o'clock at night to talk to somebody from Special Victims. And at that point, at 11 o'clock at night, you're not going to get anything out of anybody, especially a little boy, you know. So they tried to talk to him at 11 o'clock at night about what his dad did, and he just wasn't going anywhere. So the next day, they sent the officer to my house, but they decided to interview Jacob with Isabel, and Isabel got Jacob to change his story. It later turned out that their dad was very angry with the fact that Jacob told this story, and his dad threatened that if he were to tell stories again, that all his pictures on the wall would be torn down and thrown in the garbage. So Isabel got Jacob to change his story, and so therefore the investigation was closed right then and there. Child Services, they did send him to the Child Advocacy Center to, interview him and see if there was any signs of, abuse. However, Child Services was the one who conducted that investigation, not a social worker, not somebody who works in sex crimes. It was a Child Protective Services supervisor, a supervisor of the worker that was already on the case. So, and now here's the kicker with Child Services. Hi Justin, if you're just tuning into my channel and I don't really talk a lot about this, but I actually was in the Human Services program at the community college with kind of an aspiration to become a social worker, but that aspiration died really fast because it just wasn't my gig. But I actually had a training session with Child Protective Services, and the one thing that I took away from this session was that in order to be an agent for Child Services, it's actually, as scary as it sounds, it's a very minor requirement for the job. So the main requirements to be an agent for Child Services here is you need to have a bachelor's degree. It could be a bachelor's degree in anything. There's no, like, they don't have the requirement that you have to be a social worker, or, I mean, I'm wondering if that's because a social worker probably doesn't want that job. I mean, it is a county job. I would assume it pays pretty decently, but that's the thing. It is a, all you need is a bachelor's degree in anything you like. They even admitted that there were agents that were fashion design students. And the other requirement is that you need to have 24 credits in psych or sociology. Anybody can get that. I think I have at least 6 credits in both of those. No, actually, no. I have 3 because I actually withdrew from sociology because my professor was an idiot. But see, that's the thing, is that, you know, the requirements for somebody to do that job are so minuscule that it's not shocking or amazing that these incidents happen. And saying that there's going to be, hi, Caffeine Queen. I got my coffee, but mine's got protein powder in it right now. I did have a regular cup. I had a cup this morning. Yeah. I usually make me a pot and I go for the day. I want to get that subscription box, the coffee mug of the month box. I may get that. Well, ever since I had my weight loss surgery, I can't drink soda anymore, so coffee has taken over. I definitely want to get that box. And I think I'm going to go, the next time I go to Savers or something, I'm going to have to find some funky, like, coffee mugs or something. But so that's the thing about child services, is that these people, it's not, yeah, ooh, yeah. I saw it on Cratejoy coffee. I think it was $16 American. Actually, I do have no carbonation. I actually do get a coffee subscription box. I pay $22 a month for it. I just got it last month. It was the first time I got it. So it is the Puppy Paws and Co. box. So you get a bag of coffee, a toy, and a treat for your pet. And 50% of the sales go to a animal rescue. There are others. I definitely want to check out some other ones. Hey, Eric. So that's the thing with child services. It's not a matter of, I mean, it is a matter, I'm sure it is a matter of the fact that they are overworked. However, these people weren't even meant to take the job in the first place. That's the big issue with child services. So that's a big problem. So the fact that this situation happened and it was like that, you know, it leads me to believe, you know, there really needs to be more than just a internal investigation on child services. I think there really needs to be a federal probe on the whole system. And I would gladly, if they want to speak to me about this, I would gladly step forward and tell them my personal experiences about child services. I mean, there was a year, it was back in 2012, my kid's dad, every Wednesday, because my kids come home on Wednesdays, every Wednesday my kid's dad would call child services. From May to August, that's what, May, June, July, August, in 4 months, I had I had over 20 cases on me because my kid's dad was using child services as a form of harassment. The only downside to that is when you go to the court and say, listen, there's a problem here, what they do is they don't open a new case, they just add it to the other one, so it looks like one big case. But if they go down the line, they could see that he's made multiple phone calls. My attorney even, you know, subpoenaed the records. And unfortunately with child services, they do have to respond to calls, even if they are frivolous ones. There was a point where I got, you know, that summer I got really tired of all the false calls, and I called Governor Cuomo's office. I mean, he's a joker. Not that I take sides in politics, but there was a time where I got fed up, and I called the governor's office, and I didn't want to speak to any of his assistants or whatever you call those people. I wanted to speak to him. Hey, Brian, I'm doing okay. How are you? I wanted to speak to Governor Cuomo himself and ask, and ye shall receive. My grandmother worked for town government, so sometimes that does help me get to speak to some people. I'm friends with a senator, so when I need help, with this case, that's actually how I became friends with my state senator, is that somebody had introduced him to me when my kid's dad was, just doing horrible things and getting away with it. And he's, no matter what, any help I need, I just give him a call. So, anywho, I called Governor Cuomo, and, I said, hi, how you doing? Back then, he was dating the girl from the Food Network. I don't think they're together anymore. At least I don't hear anything about that. And I asked because my grandmother was a huge Food Network fanatic, and I figured I'd just, smooth him over. And I told him everything that was going on, because when you make frivolous phone calls like this, it's literally, it's a waste of resources, just like when people on YouTube decide to SWAT people. It really is a waste of resources. It's a waste of their time, because there's this case where maybe these workers might have been able to catch the situation before it was too late. But then again, I really think this was a matter of these child services workers not really being trained in what they do. They're not social workers. Like I said, there's no requirement to be a social worker or have at least a bachelor's in social work. There was one worker I had encountered who was a teacher. Now that kind of makes sense. I mean, something like that would make sense. But a fashion design student as a child services worker, I don't think that makes any sense at all. So that's probably, hi Marie, I'm okay, you. I really think that's where, this whole case has been failed, is that they don't have people who are properly trained to work in these cases. And also, like I said, they probably looked at this kid's dad and said, well, he's a cop. There's no way he could be this bad. Yep, exactly. That's exactly it, Justin. And the thing is, when it's child services, that shouldn't even be. I mean, not only that, there have been times where child services removed the wrong kids. There was a case, actually, when I was in the human services program, it was about, 10 years ago. There were 2 cases that had just went down prior to me meeting with the supervisor of child services. There was actually a time in life where child services actually had hoped that I would get a bachelor's in social work and come work for them, even though they had investigated me 20, 30, 40, 50 times. I don't want to work for child services. I have zero interest in that job. However, I think I have a pretty clear thought process on things. But back then, there were 2 cases. One was, I think it was in Ohio. Child services removed a child because the child was considered overweight. Now, I mean, if you really want to go there, I mean, take a look around you. Take a look at all the kids around here. If child services is removing kids for obesity and being overweight, then I don't think anybody's going to have their kids anymore these days, because most kids are. And, it's hard because you can't really blame parents for that, too. I mean, it is, they're feeding them garbage, but we live in a society today where garbage is what it is. The food that we produce in this country is garbage, and, but they actually removed this child, and the parents proved that the child actually had a medical issue, which was causing the rapid weight gain. That was pretty terrible. I mean, could you imagine how traumatizing it is for that child to have to be removed from their parents due to a mistake? That seems ridiculous. And just before, like I said, a week before, the hell is that? Did y'all hear that? Oh, God. Please. Not today, Satan. Not today. What the fuck's she doing? Speaking of people making mistakes, they let this one live here too, knowing that she clearly is on the verge of a serious mental breakdown, and she's going to destroy the hell out of this place and probably take me and the other ladies down to hell with her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but the thing is, in order to work in my housing program, you actually do have to have a degree in mental health care. So, hi, Xenia. Oh, how come you don't have a wrench here? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. There we go. I see all your beautiful makeup stuff on Instagram. I'm really gotta start learning. Are you excited about the Jeffree launch that's coming out? Not the mystery box. I don't get paid till Monday, so no mystery box from Miss Kelly. I'm glad you did too. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything's going well. I always see your photos. I gotta learn. I'm still learning. I know today I have no face because I'm not going anywhere. But man, oh man, are you excited? At least tomorrow we're gonna find out what Jeffree's new palette is. I think it's gonna be purple. I'm voting for purple. He had purple nails, and Tasha sent him a purple massage table. I'm leaning towards purple. Maybe it's going to be called Royal Blood. Somebody said they thought it was going to be Royal Blood. Somebody said New Blood. I cannot wait. Next week is... I get the feeling he's going to launch... He's going to show us tomorrow. And it's going to come out next Friday. And I'm all set buying it. It's mine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it's purple. I think it is. I mean, his nails are purple, but maybe... But then, Jeffree, he probably is... he's the one person that really got me into makeup. He really did. And I don't know what the whole Manny MUA thing is. I think he's cute though. I don't like James Charles. I think I'm finding him to be a little much now. I'm a little over his shenanigans, but I do like I do like Manny. But Jeffree's my favorite. But yeah, so when I was going into the Human Services program years ago, there had been another case similar to this, except back then it was the mother. Child Services was, yeah, mine's here. Yeah. Honestly, all of a sudden my sleeve doesn't react to food as bad as it used to. But I have my shake here. I had one of those Fairlife ones for breakfast, but this is that ghost powder. This one's really good. Yeah, isn't he cute though? He's so cute. Man, he's just so, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know the full tea about why Jeffree and Manny are not cool. But I don't know. I mean, James Charles, we already know all that. But Manny, I think he's adorable. I don't know. I like him. He's so cute. Hi, Matthew. James Charles, I don't know. Something about him just doesn't rub me the right way. He just seems sketchy. But then again, that whole thing could have been done closed doors. There was no need. I'm sorry I missed it, Matthew. I actually haven't been to many live streams lately, to be honest. So I have to get back in the game. So let me know when you go live next, and we will definitely be there. So back then, there was another case where Child Services was investigating a mom, and I guess she wasn't opening the door or anything like that. She wasn't complying with the investigation, but they weren't pushing it either. That's where they make a mistake. Isabel has Manny's palettes. My daughter has she has two of the Lunar Beauty palettes. The witchy one. She has a spell one and another one. We are going to New York City sometime in April, and we do plan on going to Sephora, and yeah. I definitely want to get more into the makeup stuff. I just got another Blue Blood palette when I got that. I really wish his mystery box was waiting till next week. I get paid on Monday. Jeffree always does this to me. Let me tell y'all something. Jeffree always does this. He always launches something either far before I get paid or far after I get paid. But I get the feeling that He's announcing the launch of the palette tomorrow. It'd probably be like a week or so. I'm getting it. I don't know. I'm in. I don't care if I have to sell some plasma or whatever to get it. Get a sugar daddy. I don't know. But which is another topic that I guess I'll talk about in a hot minute here, because this Thomas Valva thing is very popular right now because the case is still fresh, and they just buried him yesterday. I think the funeral was yesterday. They did ask. There's actually a page on Facebook who are asking parents to, or people rather, to join in and try to help get him justice. So I said I'm in if you need help. I would gladly help to dismantle CPS so some child could, some mother out there can have the justice they so deserve. I feel so terrible for this mother. She fought so hard to save her children from their own dad. Yeah. Oh, you do. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you know what? That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped the BoxyCharm, because BoxyCharm at this rate, I'm getting overloaded with stuff. Although they said March is was it March's premium? They're doing Fenty, but I don't have any interest in trying Fenty, to be honest. I like to stay to vegan and, well, cruelty free, and Fenty is not on that list. I don't think. Is it? I don't know. I know I'm not a fan of Rihanna, so. She's not cruelty free, but then again, neither is Jeffree Star. He likes his Birkin bags, and they got pissed off at him because he wore a mink jacket the other day. I mean, that kind of disappoints me a little bit, but it's Jeffree Star. I think he does really love animals. He's self-centered in some areas. But you know, I'm only hello, Keely Chow. Are we going to behave here? So, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens there. But anyways, so they are looking for people to do some help with the Thomas Valva case. And I gladly agreed. I haven't been contacted about what it is that they need to do yet, but I said I'm in. Yeah. Yeah. He's, you know, Jeffree Star really, first of all, I mean, I don't follow the rules on tossing pallets, just so you know. I worked for Estee Lauder about I graduated high school 15 years ago. And the first job I had was with Estee Lauder. And I would answer the phone at 1 a.m. because it might be something important. But I don't know. Back then, I think that's actually, when I worked for Estee Lauder, that's when the whole expiration date thing became a thing. They just started it then. You know, the things that I think do, but see, the thing is, Jeffree Star's palettes are vegan and cruelty-free, which means that the components must be plant-based. So therefore, I don't know. I'm not throwing out my Jeffree palettes. It ain't happening. I don't care how long I have them. I could have them till I'm 65 and wrinkly. They ain't going nowhere. I'm using them till the pans are all empty. And I ain't gonna stop buying them either, because I love me some Jeffree Star. So, the next thing I wanted to discuss. Now, I joke around a lot about the Facebook dating app. And I do plan on doing some reaction videos to some of the people who send me a like. There was a guy that kind of seemed normal. I don't know. I mean, first of all, define normal. Secondly, it's a Facebook dating app, so a lot can go wrong here. I mean, there's a lot of crazy people on Facebook without having to do a dating app, you know? But, it's, you know, I kind of do and kind of don't have that FOMO, fear of missing out. I didn't even know what FOMO was till a couple of months ago. But I kind of do and kind of don't have FOMO when it comes to giving people a chance with dating, because it's like, somebody called me out on this yesterday because, a friend, Painkiller, he comes in here all the time. And he called me out because he said the guy looked pretty decent. I said, yeah, but this guy who killed his own kid here on Long Island, he was a cop, and he's probably seemed pretty decent to a lot of people. But, what? I'm giving myself so many excuses to not even give it a chance. We didn't say very much to each other, so I'm assuming that this guy has, moved on. He took the hint that I'm not interested and moved on with himself, which is fine. I feel like I'm screwing myself out of some kind of level of happiness? Yes and no, because I just feel like I've been alone for so long that it just, I don't know. And yes, I make jokes about, Charlie Hunnam all the time. Do I really think in my mind that I would end up with him? No. I'm realistic with myself. No, I don't think I would ever end up with Charlie Hunnam. But then again, life's so like unpredictable. You just never know what's possible in life. But I do tell myself it's Charlie Hunnam or nothing, because see you later, Xenia. I tell myself these things because I feel like it keeps me safe. When you've been abused for so long, you really don't want to do it again, do you? And unfortunately, every time I look at a guy on these apps, I automatically see my lawyer's face looking at me like, are you stupid? You're really going to go there? Finding somebody off the internet is probably not bright. I should have learned my lesson on that a long time ago. But still, I guess, can you call me at 2 a.m.? I don't know. I don't know. My phone usually is on silent at nighttime, so yeah, I might just miss you. But so that's where I'm at on this. And I get a lot of guys on here that, I think it's innocent banter back and forth. And the other thing with the telling myself it's Charlie Hunnam or nothing is inspiring me to do more. That's the other thing, is like, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in New York. It's not my home. I've been here my whole life, but I don't consider it to be my home. I think this place is a fucking dump. Look what's going on here. But again, I guess the whole world's in crisis at the moment, But I am so afraid that somebody here could be involved with my kid's dad, because he did it once, maybe more. Maybe some other guys I met on the internet were hired by him to do evil, and they just didn't do it thank goodness they didn't. But it makes me really think that. Does he have a friend over here? Does he have a friend over there? I'm so traumatized by that I just don't believe that there is any man that is safe for me to go out with. Hey, Nathan. Awesome. Thank you for the thumbs up. Have fun at work. It's a sad thing that I have to tell myself every day, but it's like, I'm screwing myself out of happiness because I'm that afraid. I escaped the last incident, but what's to say the next one isn't going to actually do something? Something worse than the other one did, because the other one did do something. He sexually assaulted me, This is the sad reality of Miss Kelly, is that Miss Kelly probably will end up alone forever, because I just can't trust anyone around here unless if I get myself out of here and I move on with myself and become more successful than I am now, as in like job-wise and things like that. I just don't think that that level of happiness is out there for me. And, you know, I mean, I even think about Charlie, like, why the hell would he want someone like me anyways, you know? Why would he want somebody with kids? He doesn't even seem to want kids with his own girlfriend, you know? Why would he want somebody with kids? Plus, I got all this. Whoops. You know? Yeah, see, my phone doesn't even like it. I got all this and the loose skin. I mean, sure, some of it'll be repaired and stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life you need a reality check. And, I can joke around about Charlie all I want, but I know just because I joke around it doesn't mean I actually really think anything is possible there, because it's not. He wouldn't want someone like me. He wants somebody who looks like somebody else. I'm just too plain Jane for that guy. I'm too plain Jane for a lot of guys. I don't think I'm cute. I really don't. And that's not me beating myself up. It's just how I see myself. Hey, John. I don't know, maybe I'm just in one of my moods today, but it just, it seems, what's interesting? I see a lot of people, like, what's really interesting is, like, when it comes to, I miss you too, John. When it comes to life and stuff here, you see all these, like, really, some people out there, I guess the better off people, the people who are better off, people are like, oh, when are you going to find yourself some really nice guy and get married and have children? But if it's someone like me, it's like, oh, you're definitely not going to do that again, are you? You wouldn't be stupid a third time. Yeah, you should just be happy with what you got. You got that. Why rock the boat? I get people telling me that all the time. I guess that's where I'm at. I guess I should just not rock the boat and stay in my lane and just, work with what I need to do. And I'm okay with that, And if Charlie does marry this girl, which I don't think so, good for him. I hope it works well. And, I mean, I don't think so, but, why, thank you, John. Sometimes in life, you just got to be happy being by yourself. And the thing is, I really don't think online dating is... I've already been there, done that, and I really should know better to not even make it a consideration. I mean, my kid's dad, I found him online, and the guy who was hired by my kid's dad to do evil to me was found online. So I really should, of all people in this world, should not even be considering meeting some guy off the internet. That is stupid. That is stupid. That's literally asking for it at that rate. I mean, online dating, I get it. It's for people who are introverted like me, but it's also for psychos. And I don't think I should be giving this a whirl and a twirl at all. I mean, maybe the guy that sent me a message the other day was nice, but I don't honestly, I don't think I want to find out. I'm so afraid to even think about it that I don't want to find out. It's okay, though. It's life. Sometimes you're just meant to be single forever. The only thing I ask in life is for me to, A, get out of this damn apartment, and B, be successful with my comedy and things like that. Everything else, I could care less about. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. I like looking at fish, but I don't want to touch it. I don't want to eat it. So it's a look but don't touch kind of thing, I think, for me. So, it's sad, but that's life. So anyways, let's move on from there, because I think Jamie's going to be going live in about 15 minutes or so. So if anybody really wants to get involved with our Valentine's Day, you want a monkey? No, you don't want a monkey. No, leave them outside. Monkeys and birds are meant to live outside. They're hard to care for. I just read an article about that, that there's a new Dr. Dolittle coming out with, what's his face. But they have a new one coming out, and apparently they're showcasing sugar gliders. They're a tough animal to care for, so I hope no one's stupid enough to really go out and find one. Sugar gliders, actually, I wanted one many moons ago, but they do take, there's a lot of, it's a lot of, they really have a lot of care that they need. And first off, nobody should be buying animals from a pet store at all. But secondly, in that sense, hey, Christy. And then, you know, with the sugar glider thing, see, the problem is when something like this comes around, people generally don't do the research. I worked with animals, so, you know, I have seen it myself. I've rescued a couple chinchillas. When I graduated school, oops, excuse me. When I graduated from animal science class, I actually rescued a chinchilla, and he passed away a few years ago. But he lived with my mom for, you know, the majority of that time. You just farted, John? I can't do that. I can't fart. Well, that's a joy of weight loss surgery, you know. But I'm just gonna say this on my own Facebook page, on my own YouTube, because we're not on Facebook. Is that you should really do your research on these animals. I really wanted a sugar glider when I was in high school. They're very expensive, first of all, to purchase. And I'm sure that there are plenty of them out there for adoption, too, because, you know, people buy exotic animals and don't really think about it before they buy them. But there's a lot that goes into a sugar glider. They're very sensitive animals. Aw, John, thank you. You're the best. These are very sensitive little animals. And one thing with them is you need to have a pair. That's another thing, is you have to have a pair. And they do, or you have to give them at least 2 hours. You know, you have to give them a lot of attention because they actually die of loneliness and things like that. So, you know, you can't just get one. You'd have to get two. And, you know, again, the setup would be very expensive. You have to get them a special kind of cage, and then they eat special kinds of food. And, you know, I don't think that they're really geared towards, I don't think that's an animal. Oh, excuse me. Come here, Frankie. I'm sitting on you. Oh, okay. You want to say hi to the people? Yeah. Even dogs, you know, special breeds of dogs, you have to do your research because they have their own special temperaments and stuff, right, Frankie? You special? Oh, Frankie's special. She's got all kinds of special. But you know what I'm saying? You have to do your research because, unfortunately, a lot of these animals end up in need of homes. And unfortunately, oh, Jesus, Frankie, really? You know, unfortunately, a lot of these poor little animals end up on, like, Facebook Marketplace because they can't care for them. And there's not and then the other things with exotics is that not a lot of veterinarians work with exotics. I like jelly beans, too. I actually just so happen to have a bag. You know, hey, Chris. I know, but payday is until Monday for me, but it's finally over. This month is finally over. It's great. Wait, tomorrow's the 31st. Yeah. Tomorrow's it. And payday is Monday. I got a lot of stuff planned for next week. For videos and stuff. So that's gonna be good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to film this video tomorrow or the next video I have. Have I ever kissed a frog? No. But I kissed my dog. Come here, Frankie. Come here, Franks. Hey, come here. You gotta wake up. You wanna go out? You wanna go outside soon? You wanna go outside? Somebody wanna go outside? Here. I kissed my dog. She's a good dog. What are you doing, girl? Wow, she's getting really grouchy. You getting grouchy, girl? Oh. Oh, you silly girl. Yeah, you're such a good girl. Yeah. I know, you guys can't, I can't go live without you guys seeing Frankie for a minute. Yeah. Ah, John. You'll find somebody. Plus, you're far away, though, John. You're like on the other side of the country. You'll find someone really pretty. Oh, boy. But, you know, that's the thing, is people need to start researching before they bring an animal home. And yeah, those kinds of movies kind of don't help, you know. The movies where they encourage people to pick animals as pets. I mean, I wanted a pug for a long time, because of Milo and Otis. I grew up with Milo and Otis. And then, of course, you know, Men in Black had Frank the pug. And, but yeah. But I actually worked with animals, so I have a lot of great knowledge about, you know, that on my own. But still, it should be researched. You gotta research everything. You can't just bring animals into your home. It just doesn't work that way. You know, you gotta be careful. And don't let these movies just mesmerize you into believing that you need to have these animals. I mean, there's another little animal that people feel the need to purchase, and that's the little slow loris. Little slow loris. You see all these videos where they claim that they're tickling the animal, but you know, if you that's actually killing that animal to death. It's actually, the reason it lifts its arms like that is because there's poisonous glands in their armpits, and they're afraid. So, and they actually, you know, when they these animals are generally taken from the wild, and they actually cut their teeth out. So that's not really good. Never a good thing. I mean, even these, you know, the pet stores like Petco and PetSmarts. I mean, they have like, you know, their animal providers and stuff. But you slapped a tortilla before. That's fun. You know, but even their suppliers are really nasty. They had a lot of footage of Petco and PetSmart's supplier being really nasty. So again, adopt, don't shop if you can. At least don't buy an animal from Petco or PetSmart, you know. They're always under investigation for something, you know, especially when it comes to oh, guys, just before I forget, if you go over to you know, Denny's is giving out free Beyond Burgers today. Yep, here it goes. Free Beyond Burgers at all 1,700 locations, U.S. and Canada. 1:30. You have from 11 o'clock to 10 p.m. with purchase. You just have to bring buy your drink. You just gotta buy a soda, and it says yep. So you get a free Beyond Burger today. So make sure you get over to Denny's for a free Beyond Burger. I like them. I think they're really delicious. If you want to have it vegan, they don't have vegan cheese. Usually, these places don't, but they're offering a meat-free option. So we should definitely give them a whirl and a twirl for offering a meatless option. So if you didn't know, like I said, today from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., you ran into a mailbox before. Wow, that must have hurt. So from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. today, they're giving free Beyond Burgers as long as you purchase your drink at Denny's today. So just letting you know, if you're going to share the word, if you're hungry and you want to eat out today, just get yourself a free Beyond Burger at Denny's. Make sure, if you're doing it the vegan way, just make sure you ask for no cheese. Hey, listen, that's something people will definitely need to know. Free meal is always good. Nothing tastes better than the best things in life always taste good when they're free. So make sure you get out there and try out that burger. Make a video doing it too. You know, that would be a great thing. That'd be a really, really cool thing, is if you guys, somebody made a video tasting out the Beyond Burger at Denny's. So, we'll be waiting to see if Jamie goes live. She's probably going to go live in a few minutes. Something that I've noticed a influx of on, oh my God, what is this? Chinese market that sold live animals in the city of Sunrise. Today I visited this horrendous place. I was stunned by what I saw. Currently there is the coronavirus that they created with their bad habits. Wow. They actually have, there's actually a market here in the States. Hold on a second. This is terrible. You know, I'm wondering if they're gonna do some searches in the in the Chinatown in Manhattan. Yay, Jamie's setting up now. Could you imagine that though? Could you imagine if there was some kind of stuff, if they were selling these products in Chinatown in Manhattan? Oh my gosh. Could you imagine coronavirus? No, I've never done that, Wicket. No. Could you imagine this coronavirus getting loose in Manhattan? Yeah, Jamie doesn't hate you, John. You're a sweetheart. Could you just imagine that? Coronavirus getting loose in Manhattan? That would be terrible. That would be like epically horrible. Oh my gosh. I've never been to Chinatown. And I've actually thought about going down there because they sell like some really reasonable stuff. From what I hear. I've never been. I'm just going by like what I've heard. But geez, could you imagine if this stuff was going on in Manhattan and the coronavirus got loose in Manhattan? That would be epically bad. That's really scary to think that that would happen in Manhattan. Oh, man. You know what I didn't realize is that I ordered some stuff on Wish. And, yeah, well, I guess Miss Kelly will be getting some refunds because I'll be throwing that shit in the garbage. Yeah. That's the one good thing about Wish is that their refunds are automated. So as soon as that stuff comes here from Wish, I'm throwing it in the garbage. I'm not even going to open the package. I'm tossing it. I didn't even think about it until after I already ordered the item. And yeah, if I had even thought about this, I would never have ordered it. Yeah, you're right, Wicked. That would be scary, wouldn't it? But I totally forgot about the coronavirus, and then I ordered stuff on Wish and not even thought about it. And by the time I realized it, they were already shipping the item out. Oh, it can't? Maybe it's safe then. I don't know. I still wouldn't take any. Well, the thing is, it's going to be inside a mailer package. I don't know. I wouldn't take it. I would still throw caution to the wind there. Yeah, I wouldn't, no. Oh, is Jamie live? Let's get her link going. Hold on a second. I think she is live. La, 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 la. Oh, yep, she is. Okay, so we're going to go over to... Hey, Trendorama, we're just about to drop Jamie's link in here because she is live. And we want to go over there. We don't want to be late. We don't want to be tardy. Tardy for the party. So there we go. And we're going to go over there. And you could say it's a Miss Kelly Coffee Cake raid. Oh, Lord, I can't talk right today. It's been such a long damn week. I'm so over this month. Everyone over, like, November. See, look, I think it's November. That's how, like, oops. I'm trying to copy her link. There we go. Did it go? Let me see. All right, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Oh, do. Okay, I think it's gonna work. Okay, there it goes. All right, guys, get over to Jamie, say Miss Kelly Coffee Cake Raid, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.